Excellencies, distinguished members of the ASEAN Connectivity Coordinating Committee, or ACC, the national coordinators, national focal points, and chairs of the relevant ASEAN sectoral bodies, ambassadors of the ASEAN Dialogue Partners, sectoral dialogue partners, development partners, Professor Hidetoshi Nishimura, Ambassador Jane Duke, representatives from various international organizations, business associations, and the private sector, members of think tanks and the academic, media and non-governmental organizations, and of course the ASEAN Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me at the outset also to congratulate Ambassador Elizabeth P. Buensuceso and her hardworking team, as well as the ASEAN Secretariat, again, for organizing this 8th ASEAN Connectivity Symposium here in Alabang, Metro Manila. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia, or area, and the ASEAN Australia Development Cooperation Program Phase 2 for co-organizing this important event. Last year, the ASEAN leaders adopted the Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity, or MPAC 2025, at the 28th and 29th ASEAN Summits in Vientiane, Lao PDR. The MPAC 2025 is a collective response of all the ASEAN countries towards regional integration and a more competitive, inclusive, and cohesive region. It envisions to achieve a seamlessly and comprehensively connected ASEAN that will promote competitiveness, inclusiveness, and a greater sense of community. The MPAC 2025 builds and expands upon the key achievements of its preceding document, the Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity 2010, which set forth a set of infrastructure, trade facilitation, and community building strategies to promote economic, political, and social integration. It also set forth a strategy involving sub-regional arrangements, such as the Brunei, Darussalam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, East Asian or East ASEAN Growth Area, or the BIMP-EAGA. And as of May 2016, 39 initiatives in MPAC 2010 have been completed. 18 of these relate to physical connectivity, 15 to institutional connectivity, and 6 to people-to-people connectivity. One concrete achievement of our efforts to promote institutional and people-to-people connectivity was the launching of the Davao General Santos to Bitung roll-on roll-off, or RORO, sea linkage between southeastern Mindanao in the Philippines and North Sulawesi in Indonesia last 30 April, which was also identified in the master plan. Now, as these accomplishments proceed, I wish to underscore the fact that ASEAN connectivity is a dynamic work in progress, aimed at facilitating and catalyzing the creation of a rules-based, people-centered, and people-oriented ASEAN community towards a region of sustained economic growth, shared prosperity, and social progress, as well as to promote deeper ties amongst the ASEAN peoples. The next phase towards the implementation of MPAC 2025 will pave the road for even greater connectivity in the region. In fact, it is this idea that has prompted us to choose the theme, quote, harnessing opportunities and addressing challenges in the implementation of the Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity 2025, which represents building strong and inclusive foundations for the implementation of the ASEAN Connectivity Agenda. Therefore, this meeting is timely because it will set the tone for the implementation, establish the processes, and identify outcomes for MPAC 2025. To achieve this, the Master Plan focuses on 5 strategic areas, notably sustainable infrastructure, digital innovation, seamless logistics, regulatory excellence, and people mobility. Each of the 5 strategies relates to the 3 dimensions of physical, institutional, and people-to-people connectivity, thereby reflecting the comprehensive nature of the ASEAN connectivity agenda. There remains great potential for the continued growth of regional connectivity. The ASEAN Community Vision 2025, through the ASEAN Economic Community, is in the midst of transforming the region and thereby creating opportunities for our peoples, our business communities, and our external partners by opening avenues for greater and more efficient inter-regional trade, which in turn is a vital component towards realizing a single market and production base for the region. Pursuing these broad goals will require mobilizing resources and identifying mechanisms that link various policies to program and project actions, as well as close coordination at the national, regional, and stakeholder levels in the implementation of strategic connectivity initiatives. We should therefore take advantage of the profound developments surrounding ASEAN connectivity and integration. Notwithstanding our steady progress, there of course remain significant challenges. In particular, the need for enhanced regional connectedness via improved services, the reduction of barriers to trade and investment, addressing challenges relating to the mobility of skilled labor, energy, and the opening of new opportunities for ASEAN-wide transportation, communication, and exchange. We therefore need the collaborative action of all stakeholders to address effectively these challenges. ASEAN should also utilize the private sector in order to address gaps and address the needs of infrastructure investment throughout the region, such as through public-private partnerships or PPP. In this regard, the Philippines has established its National PPP Center to encourage private sector investment and fill in gaps in information for project development and risk assessment of our project's viability. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippines, as the current chair of the ASEAN, reaffirms its strong commitment to regional connectivity as a means towards the realization of the ASEAN Community Vision 2025. The chairman's statement at the 30th ASEAN Summit called on all stakeholders to implement MPAC 2025 and identified the fundamental imperative in cascading the master plan to all relevant stakeholders through, among others, multi-stakeholder networks and forums such as today's symposium. We further recognize the importance of the continued support and interest expressed by ASEAN's dialogue partners and external parties in implementing MPAC 2025, as well as exploring synergies with other connectivity initiatives in the region. In line with this, today's 8th ASEAN Connectivity Symposium provides an important platform for us to share critical insights and expand on developments on regional connectivity and also deepen ASEAN's commitment towards regional integration. Effective coordination and collaboration among the ASEAN Connectivity Coordinating Committee and lead implementing bodies, as well as the national coordinators and national focal points, regional and local governments, the public and private sectors, as well as our dialogue partners and stakeholders, is therefore essential to successfully implement the master plan. But I'm confident that your symposium will be an incubator for ideas on ASEAN connectivity and generate views and recommendations to help further accelerate the momentum of MPAC 2025. Thank you and mabuhay.